from Portsmouth, England, Ebonie Jones.
Hi, I'm Susie from Women's Fight News, and today I'm joined by British pro boxer Ebonie Jones. So thank you very much for joining me today, Ebonie. And how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, no, great. So thank you very much for doing the interview. And the first thing I really wanted to know is, last time we saw you in your debut in an all-action, exciting fight. So when are you next hoping to be out in the ring?
Hoping to be out next month. So I can't announce anything yet, but I'm just like training for that and hopefully be able to announce it soon.
That's it. I can't wait for that news. Because I was hoping, because it's October, I was thinking, oh, I must be coming up soon.
Yeah, I was hoping to have got like one more in last year, but obviously where boxers probably got a lot of their fighters wanting to make their debut and stuff. So hopefully get a few more in this year.
And obviously with January being out with COVID as well.
Yeah.
With your debut, so obviously it was an exciting debut. So it was in October against Vida Kate, and you won on points 59-55 in Wembley on a big stage on SkySports. And also you won Fight of the Night. So
yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better like platform to have my debut. So I was supposed to be fighting Beck Connolly, and then she pulled out, so I ended up fighting Vida, and she normally fights at Super Feather. So she came down and took the fight, which I was pleased about, because obviously I probably wouldn't have had my debut by now if I couldn't have, she wouldn't have took the fight. So happy about that.
It does seem to be the way at the moment, where quite a lot of fighters are even getting to fight week, and then everything sort of changes, and then they can't fight.
Yeah, it's a lot of COVID now and stuff like that. It's probably a nightmare. But I was lucky. I got to have my debut in last year.
How was that whole experience for you? Because you had a lot of support there for you. You could even hear the chanting for you in the arena during your fight.
Yes, I've never had it where all my family and friends have come to watch me fight. Maybe like a few when I was younger. But since then, obviously, I'm mostly boxing in other countries where my family would probably only get to watch me on a live stream that would keep breaking up. So it was nice for them to all be there, and like so many of my friends and family in one place at one time to watch me.
And you wore you wore a hat, and it was quite a good walkout. Do you intend to sort of go with the hat on your other fights?
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep wearing it.
Make it your thing.
Yeah, probably keep the same music in the hat.
No, that was great. And how with your fighting style, is that how you normally fight? Is that this type of style of fight that you love, to come forward and be aggressive?
Yeah, that is how I've always fought, to be honest. Obviously, if I'd have to change it up, if it was someone that I couldn't do that with. But so far in all my fights, say like even amateurs, whatever, I've always sort of been come forward aggressive. Because they've mostly always been taller than me. So that, yeah, and that's why. And that obviously the woman I fought on my debut, obviously she was really tall.
Yeah, because how tall are you?
5'2". And she normally, so she fought Tash Jonas, didn't she? Like not a few weeks, like only a few weeks back. And Tash Jonas is definitely my weight. So yeah, she's a bigger girl.
No, yeah, definitely. You could, see the height difference, but like you said, you got quite aggressive and got in there. But it was good. It was exciting.
In the pictures of the height difference, because I don't ever really take much notice, but once I sort of looked back at the pictures, I thought, oh god, she is tall.
Yeah, because I was thinking when you're getting in there, when people grab hold, I was thinking you're quite a lot shorter. You're almost lost down there.
Their arms.
Yeah. So future fights. So who, obviously you've got a fight, hopefully you're announcing, and obviously you can't say. Yeah. But who's sort of on your radar? Who would you like to fight? And
I'd fight whoever really, whoever's there top at the time. Obviously I'm at featherweight at the minute. I'd probably like to move down after a few fights at featherweight. sort of like, it's been nice being able to get back into it that way. But yeah, obviously I'd like to move down, just wherever the fights are at, to be honest. Yeah.
There seems to be quite a lot, things are happening, aren't they, for the women in boxing? So it seems to be a lot of people, especially sort of around super bantam, feather. It seems to be quite an exciting sort of weight for you.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be nice to be able to go from feather to super bantam and just sort of move about.
Yeah, and I'd probably even down to bantam, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'll probably have to see if I could get to bantam again. But obviously with the day for weighing, it helps definitely. But yeah, obviously I'll just go to super bantam and just sort of see where I'm at from there. But it's just nice to have the options.
And if you could have a dream fight, who would that be against?
I don't know, when you say dream fight, just whoever's the world champion at the time. Is for that way be the dream fight, wouldn't it? Because that's where it's at, and you've got the chance of becoming a world champion yourself.
So I suppose, just thinking about your weight that you are at the moment, obviously I can imagine a dream fight for you would be Amanda Serrano or someone like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But, yeah, I can't wait to see if she gets to fight Katie Taylor this year.
Yeah, well, to be fair, that would probably be they're heavier than me, Katie Taylor and stuff like that. I don't think I'd ever, probably even super feather is too heavy for me, I'd say. I think featherweight would always be the heaviest that I fight at, unless I was to have some. I don't think I'm ever going to get any taller than what I am now.
No, that's the thing, isn't it? It's the height for you as well.
Yeah.
So I understand that you started boxing quite young. So you're around 12.
Yeah, I started kickboxing first at 10, and then just sort of moved over to boxing at around 12.
And then you were in the Team GB?
Yeah, I got on to Team GB when I was 18. I was in there. I think I was in there for a couple of years.
And you got quite a successful amateur career out of that.
Yeah, so I had 65 amateur fights, and most of them international. So I boxed for England when I was like 15, and then I got onto GB when I'm sure I was 18. And then I just won the under 22 Europeans, went to the Worlds, went to the Europeans, I was on GB and stuff. So yeah, it was pretty good.
I understand you sort of fell out of love a little bit with boxing, and that's why you had a bit of a break from it.
Well, when the Olympic weights, so it was like 51 straight to 57, and even then, because I wasn't that much younger, so around like 20, 21, I wasn't really big enough for featherweight. I like to box at like bantam, but obviously they wanted to get me down to 51 kilos, and it was just too much for me to do. I had lost all my power, and it's just like quite a strain to keep that weight all the time. And then, like you said, you just fall out of love with it then.
It's a shame, isn't it, that there's not more weight categories? I'm hopefully maybe in the future we'll see some more weight categories in the Olympics.
Yeah, well, obviously I could have probably gone to 57, but they had the bigger girls for the weight already at that weight, so really it was just a case of just coming off GB, and then I had a little break. So
and then decided to go pro.
Yeah.
How do you feel being pro compared to amateurs? Is there a big difference? Do you feel like there's a difference in how you feel and training?
Obviously, it was when I was an amateur, I was younger, so the difference, I suppose, now is like you got to think about money, and obviously got to try and get sponsors and stuff like that. And really, in the amateurs, it was great because you could train full time, not have to think about a job. Because when you're at GB, you can do that and whatever, and I could do that whilst I was in the army. But now, obviously, being professional, you got to think about do you have to get a part-time job as well as training and stuff like that. But obviously, the more fights you get, the more sponsors. I've got a couple of sponsors who are like helping me full time, which is great. So just getting a few more of them on board, really.
And that's the thing as well, that nobody would sort of expect from you that you were in the army for 6 years.
Yeah, so I joined the army when I was 17, and I come out in July last year, so I could really make a go of professional career. And I hadn't even had a clue that boxer was interested in me then. So I left the army with taking a massive risk of like no income anymore. And obviously I lived there. That's where I lived, in the barracks and stuff. So yeah, it's just taking the big sort of chance. And then John, my trainer, told me that they were to sign me and stuff. So that was just happened at the perfect time.
Yes, it all seems to like things happen for a reason and sort of all falls into place.
Yeah, definitely. And which I really didn't think it was, although I had a good amateur background, sometimes it doesn't really matter how good of a boxer you are, really. Sometimes some bit of luck does come into it, or like how you market yourself. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to be fighting on Sky or with Matchroom, that sort of thing.
And you are right, because boxing's, well, pro boxing is more of a business, isn't it? A lot of the time.
Yeah,
And
yeah, well,
promoting yourself.
Amateurs massively.
And but I noticed with it's quite nice with you've noticed you do lots of things on like social media as well to get people's interest. Like I know I follow your TikTok as well, and you put out quite a few TikToks, which is great. But I think in the world,
I'm not very good at it.
but with the world of social media, I think that's what people need to be doing almost to be seen, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a lot better at it, and I also used to feel stupid, like, why would I post every time I'm training or every time I'm doing this? You think people are not going to be interested in that, but I suppose people are. Like, the more fights you have, and people become sort of fans that they actually are interested when you like you're training and stuff like that. But yeah, I used to feel like, why would people want to know every time I'm training and stuff like that? I just sort of just do it and not post about it.
But even before you fought though, you had a name about you, because even before your debut, we'd all heard of you know, in the pros, not even just even amateur aside, everyone was sort of saying Ebonie Jones is coming on the pro scene. You know, watch out. So it's quite nice you had a bit of a name and a buzz about you before you even made your debut.
I didn't actually really know that. Like, I knew obviously people don't know me in the amateurs and stuff, but I didn't know about that. And so when obviously boxers did come forward and there was interested, like that was, it sort of proved that people suppose did know about me. And I think if you do come from GB, you are sort of already up there and have more people interested. So because it's hard to get onto GB, so you got to be decent, or even half decent to be on GB. So.
Yeah, you almost have an expectation about you then, don't you, I guess? So with training, which is great that you can train full time now, what have you got things that are the favourite bits of training and your not so favourite bits of training?
I never know really. I think it's all the same. Like my trainer actually said to me yesterday, still, Ebonie, do you enjoy training and stuff? And it's like you love and you hate it. So when I'm not training, I feel awful. But then some days you hate it. When you're tired, you hate it. But like yesterday, it was Monday. I was fresh, so I do actually enjoy it. And I said to him, obviously, where I've done it since a young age, it's just sort of like second nature, really. You just sort of just get through it.
Normal routine.
Yeah.
I guess it's. I always like, you know, this time of the year, it's hard for everyone getting into training in January, but I guess being an athlete, you kind of train through anyway, don't you, in the holidays?
Yeah, you just sort of get on with it, I think. And like if you're so used to training all the time, when you're not, even though it's nice to have the break, you just feel so like I just feel so lazy. I feel
Because how many times a day do you train?
So twice a day.
Yeah.
At the minute, and then like get close to the fight, we do 3 times a day. So yeah, even if I was taking over and just doing 1 session a day, I still feel like, oh, it's not really enough. Still feel like you always know in your head like you could do more and stuff. So yeah.
In terms of, because obviously you've been boxing for a long time, so during your career, who's been an inspiration to you, sort of male or female boxer?
Inspiration in a way, I'll say Tyson Fury, because obviously sort of like the demons that he battled, and being open about the way he sort of felt and got over it. That's a massive thing. And obviously Katie Taylor, she's paved the way for women's boxing. Like she's like the first one to sort of be well known as a pro, and men say respect her as a fighter. Like she is like really well respected and someone to look up to, definitely.
And I'm going to ask you the question that you've probably been asked a lot of times, and it's always been bandied about, but 2 or 3 minute rounds, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it should be the same as the men. Obviously we don't wear a head guard, and I think it should change to 3 minute rounds, and it probably will. Should be the
That way,
same.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like it needs to be across the board though. You know, occasionally you'll see the odd fight that's at 3 minutes, and I just think that's too like, you know, it needs to be across the board so that either everybody's doing it or everybody isn't.
I don't understand why it ever was 2 minutes, to be honest. I don't know whoever thought of it and why. I can't understand why. Like, what's the reasoning behind it? So we don't wear a head. I don't know why they thought, oh, they won't have headguard, but yeah, we'll give them 2-minute rounds. I just don't understand what the thinking was behind it. But hopefully it will go to 3 minutes. So
and then the same with the rounds, maybe go up to the 12 as well, and
yeah,
just match them in.
yeah, I think it will over time, definitely.
And also, I noticed that you put on social media how on the 26th of January you're going to be on BBC in a new show called We're England.
Yeah, so the series starts on that date, but the episode which is about me is going to be later on. I think it's going to be in February, but when I find out the exact date, obviously I'll put it on social media. So it's just they filmed a lot of people from different parts of the country about different subjects and stuff like that, different themes. And yeah, they filmed me leading up to my debut, which was good. So, but it was weird because obviously I had a lot of pressure on me as it was being on Sky. Then I also had the BBC there filming me, so I probably have less pressure for my next fight.
So all in, isn't it, for your debut?
Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna do it. I'll be pleased. But yeah, they followed me leading up to my debut. I'm looking forward to watching it back actually.
Yeah, it's like a little sort of memories for you, memories to keep, really.
Yeah, definitely. I probably, at the time, I probably was a bit unsure, but now it's something that's always going to be there for me to be able to watch back.
Brilliant. Okay, well, it's been lovely to chat to you, and I can't wait for your news because I'm looking forward to seeing you back in the ring and seeing who you're fighting against, and yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, as soon as I can, it'll be on my social media anyway.
Okay, it's been lovely to chat to you.
Yeah, and you. Thanks for having me. Thanks, bye.
Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit like. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future content, and why not check out any other videos on the channel. You can follow Women's Fight News on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.